This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. So today's session is basically an introductory session, as in we get to know each other as well as talk a little bit about DevOps, okay, and improve our understanding. Right? What is our understanding of DevOps? So we'll just be chatting, let's say that kind of thing. This is nothing like serious thing. So if I talk about DevOps, what is anyone's understanding or what is your understanding? Okay, what is DevOps? Anyone? What do you understand when
Uh,
I talk about this?
DevOps
Go
is
on, Prithvi.
simple, CI/CD tool. There are different tools for which we use CI/CD methods. Within those, we have a number of tools like Jenkins, Maven, and along with all those tools, we integrate all those things for this CI/CD method.
Okay, right. So you are right. Whatever you have said is right, but it is not the complete DevOps kind of. Right.
It's more kind of deployment, development, and what are all the applications going through.
Okay. Yeah, kind of. Okay. So
matlab,
basically,
from starting to the end.
yes, I get the point. That is the same. That is you are saying that, or let's say creating or automating that whole process, right? What you are saying is that is CI/CD pipeline that you mean, right? CI/CD is basically the same kind of thing. So DevOps is you are right. You are right. So don't worry. That is automation. Okay, of your software engineering lifecycle. Okay, right?
Gaurav, I have one question.
Yeah, go on.
Gaurav, like previous session, I have completed on Azure Solution Architect.
Yes.
Like I was next, I was looking for DevOps in Azure itself. So this DevOps is on Azure or like AWS?
Uh, no, we'll be using AWS services. So basically, when we talk about this DevOps, there are not a lot of services that we'll be utilizing. We'll be basically using servers, right? Or your virtual machines, similar to your virtual machines in Azure. Okay, and just configuring those virtual machines or servers so as to make them or convert them into tools and servers for that specific tool, right? Getting it?
Okay.
It is
Yeah,
not like
got
a
it.
lot difference. It's just
Okay.
the servers that you're using, that is the only configuration part. Okay, that is bare metal machine. So either you take that particular bare metal machine from Azure or from AWS, it does not make a lot of difference, right?
Oh, okay. So in order to practice, we cannot do it in we cannot practice in Microsoft Azure. No?
Why not?
We can get a free subscription for that.
Yeah, sure. You can. The thing is, why we tend to go for this AWS kind of thing is because let's say you get AWS kind of thing, you get a whole year for this, right? Azure only gives you 6 months, not even 6 months. Okay, 30 days. That is a month. Okay, and that also it does not provide you with, let's say, there is not a limit that you can cross or you can work within those certain boundaries, right? It is like it gives you somewhere around $300 or something like that worth of credit, and you could just utilize that within a month, and after you have completed that month the credit is gone, that kind of
Okay.
thing, right? So it is not, let's say, beneficial for the person who is utilizing that kind of thing, right?
Mhm.
If you rather go for AWS, you'll get a whole year of services for free, that kind of thing.
Okay. Okay. In my
That
workplace, they moreover they're working on Azure, Microsoft Azure related thing only.
service,
Gaurav.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
previous
so it
in
is not.
starting, Tech Stories told me they will be doing they will be conducting a DevOps in Azure related only.
Okay, so that regarding that, if you want to clarify it, you can talk to them as well. But whatever I'm saying, it does not change, because see, whatever I'll be doing, if I want to, let's say, run a particular service, in turn I'll be using a Linux machine, right? So if you are taking a Linux machine from a Azure, right, or from AWS or from Google Cloud, whichever cloud you're using, you are just getting an Azure machine, right? Or an Azure virtual machine or servers kind of thing. And then you are working on that machine, right? So it does
Yeah.
not matter where am I buying for. It is just like, let's say I'm going to purchase a laptop kind of thing. If I purchase it from, let's say, Amazon, Flipkart, it does not matter kind of thing. I'll just be utilizing that laptop in turn, right? That kind of thing. So it does not matter
Okay.
which cloud service you use, because in turn we'll just be working with this thing, service only. Okay, so basically all the configuration part you'll be doing using your cloud, your infrastructure building and all this. Once you have built it, your infrastructure and all that, then when you start working into DevOps, they are just working with your this thing, servers. Okay, and configuring your servers and
Uh,
all those kind of
configuration wise, there won't be much major difference
things.
between Azure and AWS.
No, because we are working with operating system itself.
Okay.
See, operating system is Linux. If let's say I'm taking a Windows machine from Azure or I'm taking a Windows machine from AWS, do you think there will be a difference?
No. Okay.
No. So that is the thing. Right. Can you please record this session, as I have some internet issues? No problem. This session is getting recorded and it will be shared with you. Right. So basically, this is, if I want to explain DevOps, it is automation of software engineering lifecycle. Okay. Or if you want to just tell, if someone asks what is DevOps, you can just say it is development plus operation. Okay, this is basically your DevOps, dev and operations. That means development and operation. So this is what we do. Okay, in DevOps, that is automation of our software engineering lifecycle. So basically, what is our software engineering lifecycle is? These are the steps that we do when we are trying to build a project. Okay, right, a product or something like that. Steps like development. Okay, then doing a building stage. Right, then testing, running tests on that, right, and then deploying it. Right. Let's say development.
Hello.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Yes. Hello.
Yes, go on.
Sorry for the delay. Can you repeat it again?
There's not a lot. Whatever is written, that is the only part we have covered. That is all. What is DevOps is
Okay. Okay.
automation of
Okay.
software
Sure.
engineering. We haven't done a lot. That.
Okay.
And this is basically an introductory session. So that is not, we are not, let's say, going overboard on the first day as of that. Right? So development, then comes the build stage, then you have testing, right? Build or packaging, I can write. Right? Then you have testing, then you have deployment, right? These four stages combine to make your CI/CD pipeline. Okay, right? Guys said CI/CD pipeline, automation of this kind of thing. Okay, but this was the DevOps that we had 4 or 5 years earlier. Right? They have added various other things. That is, you have to monitor it now as well. Okay, then you have to maintain it as well. Okay, then they are adding one more thing that DevOps people should also know. This is trying to get added. They are trying to add this thing. Okay, so they're asking the people who are working now in the industry, they're asking them to learn this kind of things. Okay, and who will join are supposed to have knowledge about this kind of thing. So this is basically create infrastructure, okay, using tools, okay, or basically using code, I could say. Okay, this kind of thing. This is called your IaaC, infrastructure as a code. Heard of this? Yes, no? Anyone?
No.
Okay, so basically tools like okay, services like CloudFormation that you have for AWS that you could use, okay, or else tools like Terraforms. Okay, Terraform is an IaaC tool. Right, don't worry, we'll cover all this. Right, so this is basically your DevOps as of right now, all these stages. So basically it starts once your development is about to end, development phase, because DevOps engineers are not supposed to take part in development phase. Okay, so as soon as it ends, their work is started, kind of. Okay. They do not even go for building. This building stage is because all this process is automated kind of. So that thing, you just have to create a pipeline basically, moreover the same, right? But the things in the, let's say, classical CI/CD pipeline has changed. Okay, your classical CI/CD pipeline, if I want to say, you know what is CI/CD, right? CI. What is this? This is
Continuous integration and development.
it's, yes, not development, deployment.
Deployment, sorry.
Yes, no, integration. Okay, and right. It can be something else as well. Have you heard of this thing? Continuous
No.
delivery. Right.
Yes.
Yes. So let's, yeah. So your CD can be continuous deployment as well as continuous delivery. Right. Let's understand how or what is the difference between both of them. Right. Let's say, right. Let me use this only. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Right. This will be all. With this, let's say this is your development. Okay. This is your code. Then this is your testing. Right. Then this is your, right. Let's say this is your pipeline. Okay. One after other. The tasks are supposed to happen like this. Okay. Right. So this pipeline, development, build, testing, deployment, all of this is automated, obviously. Right. So this is your CI/CD. CI/CD with a deployment. Okay. Now what is the difference between this is? You add one more stage in delivery. Okay. This is called delivery. Right. Adding, let's say, a sense of saying yes or no. Okay. So if you say that yes, I want to deploy it, right, then you have that saying kind of thing, okay, or approval kind of thing you can do, right? Once you have run your test cases, you let's say you will be notified, and then you can say that, okay, I want to deploy it on my production server. Okay. In direct deployment, you do not get to, let's say, have that kind of thing. Whatever changes you make to your source code, they will be, a build will be created, tests will be run, and it will be directly deployed. Okay. And this, if you say a no, right, it again goes back into your development. Clear? This kind of thing. So these are the two: continuous integration, continuous deployment, and continuous delivery. Okay. Yes, no, everyone?
Yeah, Gaurav.
Yes. Okay. So after this, new things are added, right? This was your whole CI/CD earlier. Now they have added two new things. That is your monitor. Okay. And this is your maintain. Okay. That means this is this as well as this is this. Right. So this is basically how your testing works. Okay. So for this kind of thing, you use tools. Okay. So your development tools basically will be Git or GitHub kind of. Okay. These are your tools. For your build, you will use something like Maven for a Java application. There are various build tools for different applications. Okay. For testing, you can use Selenium or whatever testing tools you want. Okay. That's it. Right. This is basically your testing team writes this code. Okay. And all of this integration process. Okay. Deployment, you have tools like Docker. Okay. Spelling is wrong. Then Swarm. Then Kubernetes. Okay. Then for monitoring, you have Nagios, right? Maintenance, you have tools like Ansible, okay, Chef, Puppet, all these, right? So basically, we'll be learning only Ansible, right? Various other you have the work kind of thing is same, okay. And for this whole automation kind of thing, you have the main tool, that is your Jenkins, right? This is your main tool that you will use to automate all of this thing, right? Automate all this. Use Jenkins. Get it? Yes, no? Okay, so basically we'll be covering all these tools. Okay, so it is like, okay, it is red. Course has Linux. Okay, this is a prerequisite. Then we'll start with our tools, that is GitHub. Okay, then you have this thing, Maven. Okay, then you have Jenkins, then again Docker. Okay, right. Why is it red? It should be black. Yes, Docker, then you have Swarm, then you have Kubernetes. Okay, Nagios, Ansible. Okay, then the last tool that I was talking to you about is Terraform. Right, this is your infrastructure as a code tool. So infrastructure is basically creating an infrastructure means this thing. You're creating your whole network, creating a server. Okay. Yes or no? Configuring all those services to, let's say, create a base on which you could work on. Right. So you can do that using this Terraform. You can just write a file. Okay. All these configurations within a file and then run that file. It will automatically do that thing. So the benefit of using this is a third party tool. Okay, so using this, you could, let's say, create infrastructure either on of any of the clouds that work with this, right? Either AWS, Azure, GCP, whichever cloud you want, right? Yes, no? Anyone? Any doubt regarding this?
No, Gaurav.
No? Okay. Yes, so any questions regarding DevOps, anything? Not just like this thing, but any question? Okay, I guess not. Right, so that is basically what we do in DevOps. Okay.
Hey Gaurav, Yoganand here.
Yes, Yoga.
Yeah, do we require any coding background for this DevOps?
No. So you will not require any coding background, okay? Because we will not be writing code exactly. Okay, you will, whatever, let's say, you should be familiar with, or you will have to learn the commands that we'll use. Okay, because most of these tools are command based. Only Jenkins, I guess, is having, let's say, a UI part. Okay, and a little bit of Nagios as well. But Nagios, the UI part is not a lot. Right.
Okay.
It is just for monitoring. Yeah, basically Jenkins is the only tool that has basically more over UI kind of thing. Rest of the tools use commands. So you will have to just remember the commands and how to use them to do your work kind of thing. That is the only thing.
Yeah, and these tools, we can get it for free, or is there any
Yes,
price
these
on
are all
it?
for free. These are all free tools.
Okay.
Elumer, yes, I will cover all these tools. This is the course syllabus, right? We'll start with
Okay.
Linux, then get, then all these tools. No, it was like someone else. Am I pronouncing your name right? Elumir? Is it right? Cool. Yep. Okay. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So that was the yeah. Suvarna, do you have a question?
Uh, Yes, Gaurav. And will we be learning scripting like Python in this session, DevOps session?
No, because we do not require Python scripting at a very high level. All right.
Okay,
We'll
okay,
be requiring to write scripts a little bit. We'll require JSON in Ansible, right?
okay,
No, not JSON. Basically, Python scripting, yes, a little bit in Ansible, and then a little bit of kind of that is not exactly scripting in Terraform as well. That is kind of its own this thing structure. Okay,
okay,
defining kind of
okay,
thing. So basically, not a lot of scripting is required. That is obviously an option on the side if you want to go for. Okay, because anything
okay.
that we do in this, let's say supposedly whatever task I want to automate, obviously scripting using scripting I can automate any task, right?
Yeah,
So that kind of
okay.
thing. If you know scripting, that is beneficial for you, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
that kind of
Okay,
thing. But during this course, you will not require it a lot, right?
okay,
So this course
okay,
basically is how, let's say, whatever the tools there are in this course and how to utilize those tools using commands and all. Okay, basically configure them and all those kind of
okay, okay,
things.
Gaurav.
Right? Yes. Yes, no problem. Any other questions, guys? Yes. No. Okay. So let's keep this class short. Okay. Tomorrow we'll have a dedicated Linux session. Right. So if you want to join tomorrow, that is well and good. Whoever have, let's say, already studied Linux, have, let's say, knowledge about that thing, can join on Monday as well. No problem with that thing. Right? Yes, everyone?
Yes, Gaurav. So today is enough.
Yeah, today is just introductory session. If you want to ask any questions, that is the, we'll not be
Yeah,
studying a lot today.
I have a question. A part of them is the previous course about regarding AWS. Can I?
Yeah. So stay back. I'll just stop this recording and then we'll talk about this, right?
Sure,
Let's
sure,
first,
sure,
yeah,
sure,
ask about it.
sure.
No problem. Yes. So anyone else regarding this thing?
Yes, Gaurav, this is Suvarna.
Yeah, go on.
Gaurav, after this like course of DevOps, we'll be able to, portray ourselves like trained or professional DevOps engineer. Like that, we'll be able to portray ourselves. Is it or
Yes, you will be. You will be. Basically, in DevOps, what you have to show is initially you will be as a DevOps engineer. Okay, you could apply for those kind of job roles, but you will be treated as a fresher kind of thing. Obviously, in
okay?
this you do not have kind of like certifications. There are individual certifications for tools. If okay, for some of them there are, some of them there are not even certifications, right?
Okay.
So basically you could just, let's say, change your resume and that kind of thing. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
these kind of tool, how the organizations, when you go to, let's say, give interviews or kind of thing, so they just can test your knowledge regarding, let's say, ask by asking you questions and you answering them. That is the only way for them to test your knowledge. It is not like you have an option of going for a certification and then you could verify that I have this documentation that clearly specify that I have knowledge about this thing or not, that kind of thing.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay.
So yes, obviously you will be, let's say, you can apply for DevOps engineer kind of job roles,
Mm-hmm.
but the thing is that you will be, let's say, prepared for that kind of thing. Okay,
Yeah. And after
obviously.
this course, I will be like enough prepared to, face such interviews, right?
Yes, obviously
Okay.
you will be,
Okay.
because in this, because whatever, see, the tools, a little bit tool might change based on organizational level. Okay, but the working of these tools remain the same.
Okay.
Getting it? Let's say
Yeah.
you are using, in case of Jenkins, you have other options as well. Just like if I talk about cloud services, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not pretty sure about Azure, but for AWS, you have proper, let's say, developer kind of tools. Okay, that AWS provides you. Just like
Mm-hmm.
code build. Okay, that is for your if you want to create a package out of your this thing, let's say whatever source code you have. Okay, then you have code deploy. Okay, there are various other tools, developer tools that you could use.
Okay.
So you
Okay,
mean
got
to
it.
say the platform, the development, the platform is different, but the deployment are same.
Yeah, basically the working or what we want to do remains the same, right?
Mhm.
Right. Eventually, I want to automate this process that I was earlier doing manually, right? That is my ultimate motive. So let's say the tools, that is integration tools. So I'll require an automation tool, obviously, because I want to automate that process, right?
Yeah.
I'll use Jenkins to do that, or I could, let's say, write a script of my own. That is also viable, or I could use some other tool provided by some other organization, just like AWS provides us with this thing, code, I guess, pipeline, something like that, code pipeline, it is called, or something like that. You'll have to check regarding what of these tools. They have a proper separation kind of thing that they have developer tools kind of. Okay, over there you'll find those tools, right? So they have their own tool. Jenkins is widely used, okay, by the industry, widely known, that kind of thing, right? So all these tools,
So
they have variations that you could use, obviously.
so Gaurav, I have a doubt. I have a question. Sorry. So can you tell me about it? Which of the application are most probably used on organizations? I mean, to
It is
Jenkins, GitHub, like
no,
that.
no. See, it is not like proper application based. Jenkins is a widespread tool. You could, let's say, create a pipeline for any application, for a Python application, for a Java application. The only thing out of here that will change is your build tool. Okay,
Okay.
this build tool is the only one that will change and is dependent on your application. If you are using a Java, you will use a Maven. If you are using, let's say, a Python, you will use something called a PyBuilder kind of thing, right?
Okay.
That only the build tool changes. The testing,
Okay.
Selenium, you will use the same. GitHub never changes, whatever code you are putting on it, right? So Docker deployment, these tools also does not changes. Right? You'll understand why these
Gaurav,
tools does not change as well. Yeah, cool.
Yeah. Like for build and testing, what are the other tools will be used apart from Maven, Selenium, Git? Yeah, instead of GitHub, we can use TFS also, right?
Yes, there are various other you could use. There is Firefox is something called Git. Is it Git? I don't even remember what GitLab or something like that.
Git bucket something.
Uh, Not sure, but something like that. Okay, GitLab, I guess. So there
Yeah,
are various
instead of
other
Maven, like
testing.
what are the other options?
If you are going for this thing, let's say if you are building a Python, you can use PyBuilder. Okay, you can use Ant. You can use, there are various other
Mm.
building tools. So it is all dependent on what type of language that you are creating your application in. Basically, right?
And for testing?
Uh, Testing else, Selenium is basically, these are the tools that are mostly used by the industry. That is why. Obviously, there are various other options to that as well. You could find those things. Obviously. Testing as well, if you want to just write your own test cases and run them, that thing you could do as well. There is manual testing as well. This Selenium is just for using, let's say, used by widely used by this industry as of right now, testing industry. That is why I named this one. Right,
Okay.
basically we'll not be working with this testing tool because it is not our jurisdiction to write test cases, that kind of thing, right?
Okay.
Yes, Mayur, I guess you had a question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me know that are these all DevTools application on run on Windows, right? Windows 10.
No, we'll use Linux. You'll be taught, that will be a prerequisite. See, we'll first learn a Linux, that is a different operating system, that is a command based operating system. Okay, because the
So
industry widely uses Linux.
required Ubuntu or anything else, right?
uh,
So we required Linux like Ubuntu or Red Hat,
no,
some version.
you do not have to install that in your local machine. We'll use cloud services or cloud servers, right? And we'll get
Okay.
Linux servers from over there and work on over there only.
So all these things are done on only Windows, right?
Basically, the operating system in your machine is Windows. You will use
Okay.
cloud services to get Linux servers and work over there,
Okay.
right? Yes.
Uh, so I want to discuss one more point, which is personally. So could you please give me your number?
Uh, uh, this kind of thing is not allowed within my thing, so that is why I cannot share any kind of personal details with you, right?
Okay.
Have any doubt, like how can we reach out? Instructor?
If you have any doubt, so one thing that you have is you could always mail it on this mail. I'll just write the mail down. I guess some of you have it, some of you don't. Right, that is tech support @ techstories.com. Okay, spelling is right. No, tech support @ techstories.com. Okay, you could write to this mail with, let's say, your subject as DevOps _ Gaurav. Okay,
What are the
or Gaurav _ DevOps kind of thing. Or the
uh,
other option that you have is, sorry, let me complete. I'll give you 10. Oh, sorry. Okay, so the other option that you could have is you could either, let's say, join a little bit early or stay back. I'll stay back with you after once the session is over and help you out if you have any doubts. Right? That is one of the options that you have. Okay.
so once the session is started, our course is started. So whatever the queries, we need to send a mail to this mail ID, right?
That is one option that you could just mail your queries on at this mail. Okay. Or the other option is you could, in the next class or whatever, you'll have a dedicated doubt sessions as well along this course. Okay. So you could ask your doubts in those, let's say, those dedicated doubt sessions, or let's say you could notify me and I will stay back after, let's say, the class is done and help you out with your queries.
So is it any possibility that you are create any WhatsApp group for this batch, so all the people who have any query about the course or session, they will post their queries in on WhatsApp immediately.
No, we don't do this kind of thing. So whatever your queries are, you could ask along the course, the classes going on, and we could help you out. Okay, because we have dedicated I guess, 2 or 3 doubt sessions, I guess. In our AWS courses, we had this as well, right? So whatever you could go hands-on, and if you have this at the end, or let's say you could join 5-10 minutes early if you have this kind of thing, you could ask it,
Okay,
right?
not an issue.
Yeah, that is the only thing. It's like we
Tomorrow
don't.
we have session.
Yeah, tomorrow the same time, 8 o'clock. Okay.
So could you please send that one also link to me?
The link remains the same for all of your sessions. That is the same
Oh.
link you'll be joining with this link.
And what is the duration of this course?
The duration is basically, we judge it in hours, that is 30 to 35 hours. Okay, that comes around somewhere around 5 to 6 weeks.
Okay.
Right.
So it is daily batch or weekend batch?
That is your option. You have to talk to your TechStories representative regarding that thing. This batch that you have joined as of right now is currently will be daily. Right? That is Monday to Thursday. Fridays are optional.
This is the daily batch, right?
Yes, this is the daily
I'm
batch.
waiting. I'm waited too much for that batch.
Which one?
Uh, from 8 to 9 p.m. Weekdays batches. I'm already almost waited 2 months for that.
Weekdays batches, 8 to 9. Okay.
Yeah.
For which, regarding DevOps only?
Yes.
Yes. This is 8 to 9 p.m. DevOps only. Don't worry. This is
Yeah.
weekday batches.
Hmm.
Yes. No, he was asking that if it was, let's say, your weekend or weekday. So if you want to convert, you go talk to your TechStories representative for each and everything. That is
I'm
not.
okay with the daily batch.
Yeah. So
Just I'm confirming some.
yes. See, if you are joining, and if you are joining on a Wednesday at 8 to 9, so that is obviously a weekday. kind of thing. No problem, no problem.
Gaurav, tomorrow is a session or will be continue on
Yes,
one day?
tomorrow is a session. These sessions will go from Monday to Thursday. Okay, tomorrow is basically a Linux session.
Okay.
So whomever has, let's say, prior experience with Linux can skip. If they want to join in, they can join in. Okay. So because we'll be going through the same thing that we covered in our AWS or Azure kind of thing. So whoever does have not gone through the Linux thing, right? Be sure that you come over here. Okay, join this session, tomorrow's session. Right?
Okay.
Because this is a prerequisite and you'll require whatever we'll cover tomorrow for the whole course. Kind of thing. Okay. Whoever have
Gaurav,
covered
Ritvik
Linux and
here.
cloud could skip. Yeah, give me a second. Yes,
Yeah.
who was it?
So,
Yeah, Ritvik.
Gaurav, yeah, the thing is that our representative told us that after completion of this, classes, we will be getting 3 or 4 projects from DevOps end, right?
Yes.
So, in that case, if we get any problems or queries, so how can we contact you through this mail, or we can have
Yeah.
something different?
At the end, you have only one option, that is this mail. As the classes are going on, if you want to clear your queries regarding anything or any topic, you can go through, let's say, the class. You could ask those in the class and I will help you clear those out. But at the end of this course, the project discussion comes, and after the completion of this course, you're supposed to do that project. And that time, we'll not have our classes sessions. So that you have your text, this mail, tech support. Okay, you could send your queries over there. If let's say it is 2-3 times that we are trying to respond to you and you are still not able to resolve your issue kind of thing, then we'll obviously have a sit-in. Okay, that means a conversation. Okay, connect virtually and then we'll help you out with whatever issue you are facing, obviously.
Okay, so we don't have any virtual classes for doubt clearing, right? After this course
uh,
completion.
no, after the completion of this course we do not have. While this course we have dedicated doubt session classes as well.
uh, I don't know, but that representative of mine was saying that we will be having those kind of classes if I get any problem or something like that.
After, okay, so what that representative or what whomever he or she was, what he meant was, you have this option, right? Tech support, you could always mail to it. Let's say if we had you will get a response back. If let's say they are not able to clear your that particular response is not helpful, you can again mail them back, right? If it has been, let's say, 2 times you mail back and you are not still able to, let's say, clear whatever your doubt was, okay, then we could have a virtual session that let's say whatever representative could join. That means your trainer could join. Okay, and you could sit in and the trainer would help you, that kind of thing. Obviously, if you are not, let's say, getting
Gaurav,
or you are stuck somewhere, you are, yeah, give me a second,
why
Gayatri.
don't why don't we have a session after the class, matlab, for more clarity? Why don't we have a doubt session?
For class, because I do not design this kind of thing. I just have to follow the cost structure. Obviously, if you have a this thing kind of thing, right, that why do not, I am obviously, I could if they allow me to, right. So that thing you will have to talk to your technology representative or to whomever you can, because I work as a consultant. So I cannot say that I'll take whatever this thing, right? Because from, if I am, let's say, hopefully if your session ends and a new batch starts, right? This is a hypothetical situation. Okay, let me just stop this kind of